My name is David Parfitt. I live in Strand-on-the-Green in West London. I've lived here for more than 30 years now. When I first came to live here, I really never imagined painting it, but gradually the sort of lure of the river and the pleasure of looking at it and the quality and shift in light and all those things, I started using them as a major part of my work. The bridge is right outside the front door of the house, and this is a constant feature in everyday life. I've gotten very, very fond of it. I like the sound of the trains and I like the look of the bridge. And I rather have aspired over the last 5 or 6 years to find everything that I need to paint, either on the balcony outside the house or outside the front door. I mean, in a way, painters become obsessed with, really, in a way, quite few motives. But just recently, I've gotten more and more interested in the bridge and the way it's affected by light and the views under the bridge or through the bridge. The tide's coming in, so it's going to keep changing all the time. Nothing stays the same, so paintings are... I mean, you catch what you can. If the river is a dark steel blue, one minute, and then turns into a khaki sludge or a bright silver expanse of glittering water, and you do have to decide which one you're going to go for. And when you get to know a subject or a motif, you start to pick up qualities in it that you didn't see immediately. I mean, when I first came to live here, everything about it looked like a painting by Monet or something, an Impressionist painting. And I couldn't see it because I could only see it in terms of other people's paintings. Whereas now I think I've got past that point, but only through painting it again and again and again. Here comes the incredible bright lights. And now the river, which was light, has now gone dark. And the foreshore's gone light. So it's extraordinarily difficult to know what to do. I mean, one of the best ways is the way that you can see me working now, which is make a mess and get yourself out of it. If one's too careful, you can sort of exclude yourself from painting at all. The thing about oil paint is it's very fluid. You can scrape it off, you can rub it off, you can wash the whole thing off and start again. And so you're not sort of tethered to some inevitable process because you've decided to put this there. You can change it at will. And I go on changing things quite a lot at will until the painting itself starts to gel into itself, as if the paintings existed in parallel to reality, not totally dependent on it. Why one goes back to motives again and again is really connected to the problem of realization. Realization in the sense, how do you make a painting complete? If you work out of doors, on the spot, the fleeting, shifting world and the one's frequently futile attempts to pin it down are deeply frustrating. And one has to kind of find some way of making one's observation take on some meaning when it comes to painting a picture. I mean, a painting in the end is 2 sets of parallel lines and 3 colours on it, red, yellow and blue. So the painting you ultimately make has to exist in parallel to the world that you're observing, and it can't possibly be an imitation of it. There's no way you can imitate water with oil paint or sunlight with yellow or anything like that. And I feel I want to work and edit and shift and change and try and find some image that exists in parallel to the world that I've been looking at. But there was one day when I went out to work on it, and there was these wonderful clouds which were sort of reflected in the river, which just happened to be very, very still. And that really became the subject of the painting. One of the great problems when you're going outside to paint is making it fit on the canvas, as you know. So one way of sort of getting around that is to utilise what you've already done as a means of getting a part of an image onto the canvas, which you can then work on, improvise on, or enlarge. And in this case, I want the bridge to be a horizontal bridge rather than a vertical bridge. And so I want to include a broader kind of view of the river. And I'm now sort of blocking in the main colour areas before I eventually take this canvas outside to paint. But I've done a sort of small study here. So I'm working off the study, and it'll save me a hell of a lot of anxiety about getting everything in the right place if I sort it out in the studio first. The sky through the triangle shapes or under the bridge has a particular kind of abstract vitality for me. I paint portraits, tremendously like painting people, and I've started introducing the sort of passing world more into the painting. And it's interesting, you know, to catch a row of somebody going by. There's a sort of staggering light that occurs in the river all the time, whether on grey days, dull days, blue days, beautiful days. It's very transitory, and the way that the clouds and skin across the sky will change and alter is just so fast that the scale on which you work is important to try and catch those things. It's an astonishingly interesting place to live. I mean, Delacroix said that if you step outside your door and you look, the world is at your feet. It's not necessary to move out of your world. In fact, one of the real interesting things about painters is they find their world where they are. They don't have to go and look for it.